Hello, I'm Robert Chung. I'm 68 years old. Some of you might have seen my previous video. The messages I received were incredible, and I want to thank you for that. But today, I need to talk about something that's been eating at me for 15 years. Something I've never told anyone. And I need you to hear this, because what I am about to tell you could save you from making the same mistake that cost me everything that mattered. My father died 15 years ago. Heart attack. He was 71, and in those final moments in the hospital, before he slipped away, he squeezed my hand and said something I replay in my mind every single day. He said, "Son, I'm proud of what you became. I just wish I knew who you became." I didn't understand it then. I was confused, maybe even a little hurt. What did he mean? I'd visited him every few months. We talked on the phone. We had a relationship, didn't we? But here's what I've learned. You can check all the boxes, do all the right things, and still completely miss the point. You can be present without being there. You can talk without communicating. You can have a relationship without really knowing someone. When I was 28, I got my first big promotion. Manager at a tech company in San Francisco. Good money, great opportunity, everything I'd worked for. My father was a factory worker his whole life. Retired at 65 with a modest pension and worn-out knees. He was proud of me. I could see it in his eyes. But something shifted after that promotion. I got busy. Really busy, 70-hour weeks, business trips, client dinners. And slowly, without even noticing, I started treating my father like an item on my to-do list. Call Dad, check. Visit for Christmas, check. Send birthday card, check. He'd call me on Sundays. Every single Sunday at 2 p.m., and I'd answer, but I was always doing something else. Checking emails, reviewing presentations, thinking about Monday morning. He'd tell me about his garden, about the book he was reading, about the neighbor's cat. And I'd say, and that's nice, and sorry, Dad, I've got to jump on a call. He never complained, not once. He'd just say, okay, son, you go ahead, we'll talk next week, and we did. Same time, same day, same half-present conversation. My wife, Sarah, used to tell me, Rob, your dad just wants to talk to you. Really talk to you, and I'd get defensive. I call him every week. What more does he want? But she was right. He didn't want my time. He wanted my attention. There's a difference. When I was 35, I made vice president. Bigger salary, bigger office, bigger problems. Dad called to congratulate me. He said, "That's wonderful, son. Listen, maybe we could take a trip together, just you and me. Remember how we used to talk about going fishing in Montana?" I remembered. When I was a kid, we'd watch this old movie about fly fishing, and Dad would always say, "One day, Bobby, we'll go there." Just us. It was our someday plan. But when he mentioned it on that call, I was already thinking about my schedule. Board meetings, quarterly reviews, the Tokyo trip. I said, "Yeah, Dad, that sounds great. Let me see when things slow down." Maybe next year. Next year never came. Dad stopped mentioning it. And I told myself he'd forgotten. But he hadn't. He'd just stopped asking. Here's what kills me. It wasn't about Montana. It was about spending time together, really spending time. Not phone calls while I'm distracted. Just us, father and son. The way it used to be before I got too important, too busy, too successful. When Dad had his heart attack, I was in a meeting. Sarah called 3 times before I answered. By the time I got to the hospital, he was unconscious. I sat there holding his hand, and I realized I hadn't really held my father's hand in 30 years. He did wake up for about 10 minutes. Enough time for those final words. "I'm proud of what you became. I just wish I knew who you became." He knew what I did for a living. He knew I was successful, but he didn't know me anymore. He didn't know what kept me up at night, what made me laugh, what I dreamed about. And that was my fault. After he died, I found a box in his closet. Letters, dozens of them, letters he'd written to me but never sent. In them, he wrote about his life, his thoughts, stories from his childhood I'd never heard. One letter just said, "I miss my son." Not the successful one, the real one, the one who used to tell me everything. I'm telling you this because I see it everywhere. People too busy for the people who matter, too distracted to be present. Your parents won't be around forever. Your kids will grow up faster than you think. And all those things you're chasing, the promotions, the money, the achievements, they won't hold your hand when you're dying. I'm 68 now. I have a successful career, a retirement fund, awards on the wall, and I traded all for one afternoon fishing in Montana with my dad, one real conversation. One Sunday phone call where I actually listened. Don't make my mistake. Don't wait until someone's gone to realize what you had. Call your parents, not to check a box, call them and listen. Ask them questions, learn their stories. Spend time with the people you love, real time, present time. Not distracted, not rushed, not someday, because someday runs out. And when it does, you don't get it back. This channel is about sharing life lessons. If this resonated with you, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Leave a comment and hit that like button. But more importantly, after you finish watching this, call someone, visit someone. Really be there, because that's what matters. That's what you'll remember. And that's what they'll remember too.